It's a nice warm day by the seaside. Thought I'd clear my head a bit. Just thinking about things. I thought I was very well versed in the case. I'd seen these Thirlwall documents before on the air embolus. In fact, it was the first ones I looked at straight away. My first search was air embolus, and I saw them, but I didn't really put them into context, and I'm not really understanding why I hadn't heard before. I mean, I knew the hospital had conducted a review, an internal review, and then there was like talk of an external review by the RCPCH or whatever it was, and I just thought they were looking at like the hospital conditions as a whole and doing sort of a general look, and I didn't realise, I didn't know, and why didn't I know, that they had specifically instructed someone from London, a neonatologist and a pathologist, to specifically look for air embolus in these babies. Why didn't I know that? I mean, I don't remember it being brought up in the trial, and all the news reports are always stuff about Lucy's text messages and going commando and post-it notes and none of that, but the important stuff that the hospital specifically instructed someone to look for air embolus and it came back negative. Why is this the first I'm really hearing this? Like I said, the first time I saw those documents, I just sort of thought it was something to do with Dewey Evans, but it wasn't. It's predating that, and it's got me thinking, how much did the police know about this? Because we saw that meeting that they had with the hospital execs, talking about how they looked into it, they're satisfied that the hospital done an independent review, they're satisfied that the nurse in question had done a lot of overtime and things like that, and they were going to close the investigation. But I never saw in that meeting the words air embolus. Could it be that the hospital didn't mention to the police about? I'm just speculating. Could it be that the hospital didn't mention to the police about Ravi's specific claim, Ravi's specific accusation, and that they specifically got specialists in to exclude it? I'm just thinking. This is speculation. From their point of view, and from Ravi's point of view, maybe when they went to the police, they perhaps just didn't want to drop Ravi in it, because perhaps they didn't want to tell them. Hello. Well, are they sausage dogs or? Yeah.
Dachshunds.
Oh, Dachshunds. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It's a great day, isn't it?
It's lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Can't
You don't get it very often, so
No.
take it whilst you can get it.
You got it. You got it.
That's not an English accent.
What's that?
That's not an English accent, is it?
No, it's Canadian.
Canadian. Oh,
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Well, you're all in the news today.
Are we?
Well, just about tariffs and things and Trump.
Oh yes, Trump. Bloody.
You don't like him then?
No. He might be a good president, but he's a lousy person.
Well, I bet he's good for the economy though. And he
Imagine.
makes great content for TV.
Yes, he does.
If nothing else.
Yeah. Great content. Yeah. Him and Zelensky.
So being Canadian, you'll be used to this British weather then, the
Oh, yeah.
big
Yeah,
like
we
the
came
cold.
from-
This is
We
is
came
tropical
from
for
Vancouver
you.
Island.
Yeah.
It was very much like this. And it was, it's just kind of nice. I appreciate it. Been here for 2 years. I think I'll stay.
oh right. Lovely.
Last adventure before dementia, Take care, eh?
Enjoy your day.
Bye.
Oh, was I? Sorry, random member of the public. Yeah. So is it possible that the hospital perhaps didn't want to mention to the police about Ravi's accusation, because that would get their, if they could go to the police and say, look, one of my consultants is making specific murder accusations, and here's the and they even came up with this method and gave us this paper. I don't think the police would be taking too kindly to that. I mean, I think that would look worse for Ravi in the hospital. So is it possible they sort of downplayed it and just said to the police, there's been an increase in deaths, we need you to look into it, and they did, other than unexpected deaths, they need you to look into it, and they didn't want to go into specifics because it would make both Ravi and the hospital look bad if they'd been shouting murder accusations and doing their own internal investigation into murder before contacting the police or something. And also, again, it would just look I'm sure it would look very bad for Ravi if it came back negative and he had been making these false accusations. So is it possible that, I mean, you've heard all the language, you've seen all the language in the meetings, very vague about, well, like I say, they don't mention air embolus. So, like I say, it's just speculation. Is it possible that when they contacted the police to say, can you look at it, they said they'd done these independent reviews, but is it possible that they didn't mention that they specifically looked for air embolus because Ravi was making these accusations? The problem is I can't see on the Thirlwall documents, you can't see attachments, and just another, so is it possible that when the police said that they were not interested and not going to investigate, and then they went to go and see Ravi and he pulled another 6 or 8 cases, I can never remember what, I think it's of non-fatal collapses out of the drawer of doom, is it then that Ravi presented this air embolus accusation, and the hospital, and the police were completely unaware that the hospital had specifically ruled it out by independent pathologists and neonatologists from London? Is that possible? And then, well, obviously it was a private meeting between Ravi and was it Newham, the police officer, or Newbury or something like that, Wenham maybe, something like that. It was a private meeting between them. I mean, is it possible that the hospital didn't know that Ravi had given them this specific air embolus accusation, I mean, this is speculation. I probably won't even post this. It's just a thought. And then, so the hospital would have then kept quiet and just thought, okay, let them get on with their investigation. We can't tell them now. By the way, he told us. I mean, it'd be too late for them to tell them now. By the way, he told us about this specific accusation of air embolus, and we looked into it and ruled it out. Did they, or was it a case of the left hand not talking to the right hand? I don't. Why haven't we heard it? Why haven't I heard of this? Is it just me? I mean, I was getting my information from like crime scene to courtroom transcripts, and I think mostly were playing the prosecution's side. But why have I not heard this? It's one of the key facts. It's the biggest key fact. I don't understand. Did everyone else know about this? I don't know.